This is the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast.
Welcome into the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast, episode 33. Woo! And today I have Brendan with me by my side. Yeah. And a newcomer to the podcast, but a regular on the website, Sean, who is actually my, what would I call you? My rival in stories?
Yeah, at least for like the past couple days, I guess. Every hero needs an equally good enemy.
You and I have been the most active writers on the website, and we've been competing the past few weeks for who would get the most stories out each week. So
yeah, I think that you're going to beat me this week, but...
Well, I'm already up to like 5, and you're sitting at 1, I think?
Yeah, 1. Yeah. But don't worry, I'm going to pull in
you came from behind last week and caught up really quick and tied me at 13, I think.
Yeah, because I was afraid you were going to type about 10 on Friday like you did a couple of weeks ago.
What? Why would I do that?
Obviously, to get the news out there because you are a great reporter, obviously.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so that's it for the introductions. Anything big going on lately that you guys need to tell everybody about, that you want to talk about?
Finals happens.
Finals, yes.
Oh God, finals. Yes, they happen.
Or they're happening for us. Are they still happening for you?
Yeah, this is our week of finals.
Yeah, okay, same with us. How many finals do you have left?
I do not have any finals left.
Oh, you're done.
Yes, and people have called me lucky and cursed at me several times today.
Yeah, I'm
They're
really
right to.
I'm holding it back. I want to. I have a final tomorrow. Geography of rivers. Woo! That's stupid. But and then Thursday I have Western Civ 2. That's gonna suck ass. Not looking forward to that at all.
I had Western Civ my freshman year. Not a history guy, therefore not a good person to take the class.
See, I'm a history person, so I enjoy the history aspect of it, but the testing part and the long essays and everything, not a fan of. Brendan, what about you? What finals do you have left?
I just have a final on Thursday and one on Friday.
One on Thursday and one on Friday. You have one on Friday? What time?
I think at like 3 o'clock.
Oh, that sucks. That's late. I was going to have one at, I think, 7:30 Friday night. I think that's the latest you could do it. And my teacher gave us the option to skip out on it if we have a C or better, and then like 3 or less unexcused absences. And I only had 1 unexcused absence, and I made a B in that class. And I was like, oh, I am absolutely skipping that final. There's no way I'm going to last night of finals.
No, I just like think I have the entire day to study.
Yeah.
Or morning. Yeah.
Now, okay, so one more thing I'd like to address before we get into the news. I might make a video out of this or something. I'm not sure. I haven't thought this through yet. I was going to come up with some talking points, but I've been too busy. But I would like to explain some things about Bound by Flame to everybody.
Let me just butt in here that the only gameplay I found was just your review and Total Biscuit's first impressions video on it. So
okay,
that's all I've seen.
Well, I live streamed it for like 3 hours the other night, last Friday night. But anyways, so I have received a lot of feedback on my review for Bound by Flame. I've had thousands of people watch the video, thousands of people read the written review on all the different websites I put it on, and so I have comments from several different websites from people talking to me about it. The overwhelming majority of you have been very, very, very kind, had very kind words to say, and have been very encouraging, and I thank you all for that.
Good for you, Internet.
That was very. I appreciate it. However, there's a minority of readers and viewers who have been nothing but hateful, like most people on the internet are, as you could tell by looking at any IGN article.
Especially,
what you want to mention, Courtney?
Go ahead, Sean. You about to say?
I was about to say, especially the one where we will get to the news later, but where Microsoft is copying Sony in the title of the article.
Okay. So, anyways, okay. Explaining some things about Bound by Flame. Yes, I rated it a 9 out of 10. Yes, it is that good. Yes, a review is subjective. It is not universal. It is not objective. Not everybody will agree with it. That is fine. If you don't agree that it's a 9 out of 10, cool. That's totally cool. There is absolutely no reason to berate people for not agreeing with you. No reason for it. Okay. One thing, when people argue with me on whether or not it's a 9 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10, like some stupid website named GameSpot said. Who listens to fucking GameSpot anymore? Oh my god. Okay, well, anyway.
GameSpot is still around?
No, GameSpot.
No, GameSpot is still around?
Yeah, they're still around.
Oh.
Yeah, nobody cares. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that people who are rating this game so low are expecting way too much out of it. They're expecting it to be Skyrim. They're expecting it to be Dark Souls 2. They're expecting it to be Kingdoms of Amalur and things like that when it's not. It is a little game developed by a very small team of developers. It's like you cannot rate it on the same scale as those others. There is no universal scale. That can't happen. For what this game is, it is an indie game, a fantasy action RPG, and it was very fun to play. It was a very fun story. I very much enjoyed my time with it. I want to play it again and again. I'm going to play it again on a higher difficulty, even though the lowest difficulty kicked my ass on the final boss. I will do it again, and I still stand by it's a 9 out of 10 for me. It was a great game. People have accused me of being paid off by Spider Studio. That is not the case. I received absolutely zero funds from them. I am not getting paid by anybody for this. I'm losing more money than I am gaining out of this. I have made absolute zero money. Okay. Next. People are saying that I rated this game a 9 out of 10 so that my website would get more clicks and more views. Also false. You know why that is. I got this game a week ahead of time before anybody else posted a review. I played this game at the same time as every other website did without ever seeing anyone else talk about it. I had absolutely no idea what other websites were going to rate this game. Therefore, I did not know that they were going to give it a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10. So why would I rate it a 9 out of 10 just to go aside from that? Like, I had no idea that would be the case. I rated it a 9 out of 10, not knowing what they were going to say because that's what I thought it was. So, shut up.
Courtney, do you need a hug?
No, I'm all right. I'm getting sick of some dummies. But it's okay because, like I said, the overwhelming majority has been very positive, and it's been awesome.
People would pay you.
Yeah, I know, right? They're like, Spiders must have been paying you. I was like, fuck you, man. I was like, I wish they were paying me. It's like, I gladly would have taken that shit.
It's like, you're very open to bribes, but none have come in yet.
I just love it because now it seems like we are an official, larger... We are on par with... Yeah.
We're officially part of the internet.
Yes. People pay us off for reviews? Yes, we're on the same level as IGN.
That's right.
Okay. Game over, Greggy.
All right, let's move on. Let's get into the news. Who wants to take story number 1? I'll take it, apparently. Okay.
Was here.
Number 1, Nintendo will be launching a new console in emerging markets. Nintendo said that it'll launch a new console and games for emerging markets after recently suffering losses during its latest fiscal year. Nintendo is in search of new business opportunities. As to why they have decided to go this route, Iwata said the new console will be aimed at lower-income families and those with less gaming experience. He also said that there's no intention to bring the Wii U or 3DS to those emerging markets. It would be difficult to enter those markets if we didn't create something new. For the mass market, you need to provide something that most of the middle class can afford, he said in an interview. Blah, blah, blah. So anyways, he said that they're targeting China because China has just recently lifted their ban on foreign consoles. So I don't remember what the last population number was for China, but it was something like 100% of the world population.
Almost.
Something like that. It was close to that. So if they can create a console for China and China accepts it, which they probably would because it would be specifically for them and they don't want anything for it. They're like, oh, it's console for us? China Wii U? I take it. So like that's really racist. I'm sorry. But,
yeah.
But they would totally jump on that, and that would boost their sales. So I actually think this is a really smart move for Nintendo. I don't think that the Wii U would do good over there. Like obviously it's not doing well anywhere. So bringing it to China wouldn't really make it go much better. The 3DS maybe, but who knows? Like since the Chinese market is so new, we don't know if the handheld market's good over there. We don't know if the console market's good. We have no idea. This is basically an experiment done by Nintendo to see what they can do, and making a console specifically for them can only be something better.
Yeah, and also seems like Nintendo or Sony and Microsoft are letting Nintendo be, the foot dipping in the water to see what's good so that Sony and Microsoft can just have their own little PlayStation or Xbox for China.
Exactly. Why would Sony or Microsoft, who have been prone to failures lately over the past decade, want to jump in and spend a lot of money in that market when they have no idea what the outcome will be? Let Nintendo do it. Their pockets are full. We don't care.
Wii U, what's that?
They're hoping they put in the Wii because, set their standards low for us.
Yeah,
we'll swoop in.
Oh, what? You mean the China Wii U has done really well over there? We'll bring the PlayStation China over there and destroy them. Yet another failure by Nintendo.
And then Microsoft will put something out over there, and people will not like it because Asians don't like Microsoft, apparently.
And then they'll turn around and change all their policies. Oh
I think we're going to get to that a little bit later.
We're hating on everybody.
Yeah.
We'll have truly succeeded when we're able to, put Duke Nukem Forever over there and have it be successful.
Let's not try to anger people over there.
Yeah.
Let's not try to anger anybody, please.
Okay, Sean, you wrote number 2, so you want to cover that one?
Yes, sure. The best-selling downloadable PlayStation games for April have been revealed. For the PlayStation 3, the top game was Minecraft, which isn't surprising, but the second, third, and fourth most downloaded games were Tokyo Jungle, Back to the Future the game, and Jurassic Park the game, respectively. It's mostly due to a massive sale that happened, in April, where there were a bunch of games that were 99 cents or lower.
Yeah, all Telltale games, right?
Yeah, actually. And because of The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, being so huge right now, and with Tales from the Borderlands and the Game of Thrones game that are also coming up, it's going to be huge.
Yes.
And then you've got Braid, Plants vs. Zombies, Tales of Monkey Island, Gotham City Imposters, Sam & Max, and Urban Trial Freestyle, also in the top 10, which is kind of a weird mix, but it is the PlayStation 3.
I'm going to be honest with you. That top 10, God, do I even own any of them? I don't own Minecraft. I don't own Tokyo Jungle, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park. I don't own Braid, Plants vs. Zombies, Monkey Island, Gotham City. I don't own any of them.
You bought The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, but that's not in it. The Telltale games, he just said that the Telltale games were selling because of The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, but those weren't actually in the top 10.
Yeah, I own Urban Trial Freestyle, but that's only because it was a PlayStation Plus deal.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. And Plants vs. Zombies because I'm a trophy whore. For the Vita, the top 5 games were Retro City Rampage, Muramasa Rebirth, Urban Trial Freestyle, When Vikings Attack, and Dead Nation. And the only new game on the Vita that was actually new was Dead Nation, and it's actually 5th on the list.
Yeah, and even then, Dead Nation's not exactly a new game. since it was PSP, right? And then it went to PS4 and now Vita.
Yeah, which shows how lively the Vita is right now. Oh my goodness. Viva la Vida. On the PS4, the top game was Trials Fusion. And while the second most downloaded game was Octodad, which was a highly anticipated game, the third one was Child of Light, which, who had the review for that?
Ryan did.
Ryan. It was huge, and it came out at the tail end. I think it came out on the 30th, did it not?
Yeah, I think it came out on the 29th or the 30th, something like that.
Wow. Yeah, Infamous, Second Son, Final Fantasy XIV, you round up the top 5, and then Trials Fusion Digital Deluxe, which I found odd that they separated even those from the actual Trials Fusion game. And then you got that, Daylight, Strike Suit Zero, Metal Gear Solid, Ground Zeroes, and Outlast are the top 5. Lou is reviewing Strike Suit.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's
So
been reviewing that for the past 2 weeks, so hopefully that'll be out sometime soon. He's finishing up his finals in the morning, so like tomorrow around noon he'll be done with finals and he'll be on summer break, and so hopefully he'll be able to have that review out soon after then. So yeah, it was interesting top 5 and top 10s or whatever. I own more of the PS4 games than I own on PS3 or PS or Vita, so I was definitely a part of that list.
yeah, because I don't own a PS3, I'm not able to say anything about that. But yeah, my PS Vita is pretty dry right now. Again, Urban Trial Freestyle because it was a perk, and then, which is odd on PS4 because Trials Fusion is also on Xbox, where it's always been kind of their domain.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Brendan, you want to cover number 3?
Yeah. The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 3, In Harm's Way is out this week. On Tuesday, it's coming to PC and Mac. On Wednesday, it's coming to the PlayStation, Xbox 360. Sorry, the PS3. Old habits die hard.
Okay, go on.
Shut up. And on Thursday, it's coming to the iOS.
So I don't know if you guys kept up on The Walking Dead. You guys
See, I do Netflix on that, where I binge play it. I wait until the season's over, then I buy the entire season and I watch it through. Because I've been watching Netflix, and I can't just go from one show, wait a week to another show. I have to have the next one right.
We're talking about the game here, though.
Yeah, I'm talking about The Walking Dead. I treat The Walking Dead like that.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh.
I watched the entire. Yeah, where I played the first season. I cried.
So did I.
Now I'm waiting for the second season so I can cry some more.
I bought the full first season.
Yeah.
Like for free, and I don't know what happened, but it treated it like I just bought the trial version.
Oh.
So I wasn't able to play it. Like I went through and it was like episode 2, 3, 4, 5 like downloaded.
Yeah.
But it just wouldn't let me get to it.
Oh.
So I just never got to play it.
Sucks. You should definitely get it. It's only like $20.
Yeah, that's 24 more bucks than I have.
God, you are so broke.
Hashtag college kid props.
Yes, exactly.
I'm getting a job.
Well, I'm excited for episode 3. I'm excited to see what happens with Clementine next. Let's move on.
Okay.
Number 4, Diablo III Ultimate Evil Edition will be coming to all consoles late this summer. On August 19th, Diablo III Ultimate Evil Edition will be coming out, but it won't be coming out on the only console we thought it was, which was PlayStation 4. I think that was the only one. Instead, it's going to be coming to the Xbox 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4. It will be packed with the recently released Reaper of Souls expansion, as well as it will allow you to transfer your player from your 360 and PS3 to your Xbox One or PS4. It'll also include local 4-player co-op, online co-op, and a new apprentice mode. The apprentice mode will allow low-level players to power up which will allow them to play with their higher level friends. I think World of Warcraft did something like this, where it allowed you to immediately level up to like 80 or something like that, which is really cool for a bunch of my friends who just got into it after I'd already been playing. Did you just wet your armpits or something? What are you doing?
No.
Oh, you just like look down at your armpits like you just wet yourself or something?
No. Jesus.
Okay, so on PlayStation...
Yes, I peed through my arm.
Well, you never know. On PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, Ultimate Evil will cost $40, while on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, it'll cost $60. I'm not a Diablo fan. I see the appeal, though. I see the videos, and it looks pretty fucking awesome. So this is cool that it's coming to all consoles and all that stuff.
Do you guys remember that one Diablo commercial whenever it was first announced for consoles, where it had the guy coming home and then he hears his girlfriend with other girls? Oh my goodness, I remember that commercial so vividly. And that's why it sticks out in my mind. Other than that, I don't think I'll be picking it up because summer is going to be huge.
I'm going to be replaying The Last of Us. Oh, balls.
Because I'm going to be getting Last of Us and Watch Dogs and whatever else is going to be released.
Yeah, I've got a Wolfenstein and Watch Dogs coming up, and then The Last of Us on PS4. And then I just recently got a backlog of games, and so I'll have to play Conception 2 on Vita, and then 3D Dot Game Heroes. Let's see. Hold on, I gotta go through my list. Mirror's Edge, Bayonetta 2, Portal 2, Resonance of Fate, The Saboteur, a bunch of other PS3 games that are old that everybody said that I should play before moving on completely. So I bought a bunch of them. So my summer's gonna be packed.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's move on. Who was number 5?
Well, we were speaking of Diablo III coming to consoles, while The Elder Scrolls Online has been delayed about 6 months, coming to the same consoles, or at least the current gen consoles. I'm not so good with the segues.
No, that was better than we have done all episodes so far.
That's an actual segue.
Yeah, that was an actual segue. Good job.
Yeah. We continue to work on the console versions of ESO, and game development has been progressing steadily. They said in a company statement, but we are still working to solve a series of unique problems specific to those platforms, integrating our systems with each console manufacturer's networks, which are both different from the PC Mac system as well as different from each other, has been a challenging process. It will become clear that our planned June release of the console versions isn't going to be possible. Though we have made great progress, we have concluded that we'll need about 6 months to ensure we deliver the experience our fans expect and deserve.
You mean the bill?
The bill. Sorry, you made a money joke.
Sorry, I'm a bit sore on that. 60 bucks and 15 each month. Jesus.
Yeah, $60, 15 each month. Plus, I believe you need, if you're on Xbox One, you need gold for it, so you'll have to pay $60 every year if you were just playing that game. So I
wonder if that's another policy, which is segued at the wrong time, but
yeah. From what I've seen on the PC, it doesn't look appealing. I would just be popping Skyrim back in.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of negative things about Elder Scrolls Online, which is really sad because it had such, it could have been so good.
There was a huge hype for it.
Yeah, a lot of hype. But so that's disappointing. But maybe in the next 6 months, by the time it's out on these consoles, maybe they fixed it. Maybe it gets better by then. But we'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah.
I right now I hear that the go-to MMO is Final Fantasy XIV. Everyone keeps saying that's the best one out. So
DC Universe Online. Hello.
It's actually pretty good.
Well, there's a difference because that one's free. So
okay.
I think when we talk
but,
about
like there are a crap ton of expansions.
when we talk but when we talk about free versus paid, Final Fantasy is paid, Elder Scrolls is paid, World of Warcraft is paid, DC Universe is free, which is awesome.
Is paid.
What else is the one that you just thought was brand new? Guild Wars 2.
Somebody told me it was new, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
yeah, you missed it, man." Last week, Brendan came in here and he was all pumped that he'd been playing this brand new MMO, and he said that Guild Wars game. I was like, Guild Wars 2? He's like, yeah. I was like, that's been out for like 2 years, dude. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, it's been out a long time.
I have old Game Informers where that was the ad, and I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Brendan, what are we going to do with you?
It's okay. We forgive you. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'll buy into it probably whenever it comes out. Just because I have a lot of MMO friends and a lot of Elder Scrolls friends, so we'll probably all give it a chance. How long we'll play after that, I have no idea. I can't guarantee you that. I go through these phases where I play an MMO for like a month or two, and then I won't for a year, because I just can't do it anymore, because I'll play it so much during that month or two. But, whatever. Okay, so number 6. This is my favorite story on the list. Pokemon Art Academy will be coming to North America and Europe later this year. It will it'll teach you how to draw Pokemon on your Nintendo 3DS or 2DS. And it will be released on July 4th in Europe and sometime this fall in North America. This really isn't my favorite story. It's not. But I saw this and I was just like, oh, okay. Well, that's interesting.
That art hype.
Yeah, that art hype. It was previously only confirmed for Japan, and it was just now recently confirmed for North America and Europe. One of the cool things is that you can share your art creations, your drawings over the Miiverse, or you can actually save it to your SD card, and you can print it off later from your computer. So I'm sure this is going to be a really big hit with little kids who are like, oh my god, look at the Pikachu I drew, or look at the Charmander I drew, and then they're like, Mom, we have to print it and go show it to our friends, or we have to hang it on the refrigerator, stuff like that. So this is something cool for kids. It would have been awesome for me like 12 years ago, 14 years ago, Now I'm like, no.
It's like, now I need a game to tell me I suck at drawing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think that's actually a pretty cool thing. I mean, they're using the 3DS and the 2DS to its strengths.
Yeah, exactly. The touchscreen.
And little kids.
Yep.
All right.
Now, if only they redid Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Okay.
Pokemon Snap at a higher resolution.
Oh, man. 1080p. Speaking of which, number 7, another story I wrote today. Ubisoft has finally put to rest the resolution and frame rate rumors by revealing what they actually are. Earlier this week, the PlayStation.com said that Watch Dogs was going to be 1080p and 60 frames per second, and that you could only get that on the PlayStation 4. That is not the case, because they immediately pulled it down once all the websites started writing stories on it, including us. And now Ubisoft has said that on their blog that Watch Dogs will run at 900p 30 frames per second on the PlayStation 4 and 792p and 30 frames per second on the Xbox One.
You're breaking up a little bit, Courtney.
It's probably because the air conditioner just came on. Hold on.
That's an oddly specific number.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know how they came up with that number.
It's just like, well, if they brought it down to 790p, I would have been pissed. But no, 972, I can deal with that.
792?
Yeah.
Dyslexic. It's okay.
Which is bad because I'm a numbers guy.
Oh, man, that's horrible.
Yeah.
But there's a lot said on the blog, so if you want to find it, go to our website. There's a link to it. I'm not going to read that entire thing off because it was a really long explanation for why they had to lower the resolution and stuff. Basically because it was a huge world and a lot of shit going on.
Okay.
What? Were you going to say something?
That was not... I don't know if it's my speakers or what, but You're coming in not loud and not clear.
Oh. What about now?
Now it's better.
Okay. Well, let's move on.
Speaking of better,
yeah.
number 8, changes to Xbox Live are coming. On the official Xbox News website, Phil Spencer, the newly appointed head of Xbox, announced that users will no longer be required to have a subscription to Xbox Live Gold to access entertainment apps on both the 360 and the Xbox One, like Netflix and HBO Go. HBO Go. Sorry. He also confirmed that games with Gold will be coming to the Xbox One in June, with Max the Curse of Brotherhood and Halo Spartan Assault being the first available games on the One, while Xbox 360 will have 3 games in June, which are Dark Souls, Charlie Murder, and Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, which is the what? Street Fighter 4 game?
I have no idea.
But yeah, when I woke up this morning, I saw this and I was just okay. This is big news because a lot of people have complained that I don't want to buy Xbox Live Gold for
Netflix.
Yeah, for Netflix.
It's cheaper
than
an actual Netflix subscription.
Yeah, but still, you don't want to have to add to it. That adds to it. It makes it almost twice the price. Why would you want to do that?
Netflix subscription comes free with Xbox Live Gold.
I cannot hear you guys.
So Xbox will now no longer have to pay for Netflix. Well, they don't have to pay for Gold to be able to use Netflix, which is nice. So most of the people I know who own an Xbox call it their Netflix box. So now they won't have to pay for Gold just to watch Netflix on it, which means the price goes down, which means they're going to be happy. So the Netflix box just got cheaper, in a way.
That's actually a really good thing.
Yeah, it is. It's a great thing. You are there now, right, Sean?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because I usually just use my PlayStation 4 for it now, it doesn't really bother me as much, but I do appreciate that would be awesome.
You appreciate their awesomeness? Oh,
yeah. Both Netflix and Microsoft.
Mother Russia!
Jesus.
Sorry. While you guys weren't listening when the recording was off, I went on a Russian.
You're so silly.
You're so silly. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Before we go back into Xbox One news, we're gonna talk about some E3 leak stuff that
oh my goodness,
that Sean wrote about. We don't have to go through the entire list, but let's talk a little bit about this. First of all, where was this leak? What happened?
Okay, I actually saw from the Podcast Beyond page that Wii U Daily leaked this picture of a document that looks pretty official about what will be at E3, like what will be on the stage and what will be on the show. What will be on the stage and what will be on the floor. And it seems kind of good, but the one major hole in the boat says that Watch Dogs will be on stage and on the floor playable when it's also going to be released about a couple of weeks before E3.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. So it also has a couple of possible announcements for Microsoft, Xbox, and Nintendo. It says that Gears of War 4, Halo 5 will be, and oddly enough, Battlefront 3 or Battlefield 3 and Beyond Good and Evil 2, they said that will be on Microsoft stage, which is pretty cool. On the Sony side, you've got Uncharted 4, which is, stupidly enough, might be called The Sunken Blade. Can you see an Uncharted game saying The Sunken Blade?
Okay, see, if it ever is going to be called that, I don't know. I have so many problems with the way this is. I think that it would either be Uncharted The Sunken Blade, or Uncharted 4 or something else way cooler than that?
Uncharted 4, Drake's Sunken Blade.
Drake's Sunken Blade.
Because, it's been like Drake's Deception, Drake's Fortune.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they'll use a number. I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems off. And then God of War 4 will be there. And for Nintendo, not much, but apparently the next Zelda game would be called Shard of Nightmare. Which, if it is called that, I might actually buy a Wii U.
Yeah, I was going to say, that might sell me on a Wii U. Because that sounds really fucking cool. But the odds are, that's not the name.
Yeah. Overall, these rumors, I mean, I've written about this one, and I wrote about the one last week about just Sony's E3 press conference, and God, sometimes I hate the internet.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if it's true or not. If it's true, then you're disappointed because you've already seen it. If it's false, you're disappointed because you didn't get to see it.
Kotaku had a really good article today about how you can tell if an E3 leak is false. So if anybody wants to check that out, I would definitely go look into it. But it just, I don't know, I have so many problems with this list. It's like, for one thing, they just list a bunch of games, and games that haven't been announced or aren't confirmed, and like have full names, and like, who in their right mind would have information on this? Like, I guarantee you, these companies, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, are fluctuating what is actually going to be like, live there all the time to make sure they have what they want perfectly, and like companies are backing out and adding their name to it and stuff. So like a month out, I don't see a full list, one person having a full list like this ready.
Yeah, it's just odd, and they don't reveal their sources. And the one about strictly Sony's, it said it was from an anonymous source, which immediately tips you off like, yeah, this is fake. I don't know why people are really writing about it. I don't know why I wanted to write about it, except that I wanted to educate people exactly why a lot of this stuff is false.
Like, okay, yeah, I don't know, you make good points, but like, why would they have I don't think they would ever have a Gears of War gameplay up there when it hasn't even been announced yet. They would probably have some trailer first, and then like, the biggest point you made was Watch Dogs. Like, why would they have Watch Dogs there? That makes absolutely no sense.
Because it does make absolutely no sense. I mean, but the one thing I do want to say about rumors is the thing people say about lies. For every, big lie, there's always that grain of truth there.
Oh yeah.
Or a grain of fan fiction, which this stuff is. I bet you will see about 2 or 3 more lists or more things leaked about, Microsoft and Sony's press conferences. Mostly because that's what's upcoming. That's what people are anticipating. And people love ruining that anticipation early.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how much of this is true, how much of it's false, how much of it was just a really damn good guess, Because most of it just does seem like they're just guessing. They're just throwing out names, what could happen. Like, I hope this is true. But let's not waste any more time on it. Because it is just a rumor and it's silly and stupid. Let's get to the topic of the week. The major thing that happened this week. Actually today, in fact, Tuesday, because we are recording it a day early because of finals.
Yep.
Microsoft came out this morning and was like, bam, bam, everyone suck my dick. We're awesome again. They came out and they announced, quotes from Phil Spencer. Suck my dick, guys. We're awesome again. That should be the podcast heading, the title. Microsoft says, in quotes, suck my dick, guys.
Said Spencer in an interview.
Yeah. They came out and announced that the Xbox One will now have a SKU that does not have the Kinect, and it will cost $399, and it will be coming out on June 9th, which is the day of their press conference at E3.
They're listening to their fans. Oh my god.
I know. How about that?
I'm so proud.
How about that?
It's like people have said, they're listening to, oh my goodness, why are people buying PlayStation 4s?
And not Xbox Ones.
It's not
yeah,
like
not Xbox Ones.
Like Kinect-less Xbox Ones or Xbox 360s.
Yeah,
anything.
That's why they looked. They looked and they saw that, wow, people really don't want Kinect. Although you're always going to have that one guy who actually adores Fighter Within, and like the fact that they haven't announced anything about selling the Kinect separately, that's also kind of a bad thing there, because believe it or not, there would be demand for it, as Sony saw with the PlayStation camera.
Well, yeah, it depends on what the price is too. Because the way they're making it sound, Microsoft is making it sound, is that the Kinect is going to actually cost more than $100. I expect $120. That's what I'm betting on, which is contrary to what Colin Moriarty wrote in his article today. He said that he expects that it'll be less than $100. But I just don't see how that would make sense with the way they've handled it today, and the way Phil Spencer came out and said they don't expect it to be $100. That just screams that it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah, I would guess at the least 110, at the most $125.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit over. It would have to be, which is fine. You know, if you want the Kinect and an Xbox One, then buy the bundle together for $500. You know, that's the way to get it cheaper. If you want them separately, you're going to have to pay for the Kinect with more money. But
yeah.
This is great news. Great news for gamers. We win. That's what this is saying, is we win as gamers. We've been saying all along, drop the fucking Kinect, compete with the PlayStation. That's all you need to do. And it took them a year, but they've done it. They've completed the 180 that they started a year ago. It took them a long-ass time to do it, but they've completed it.
They've gone a complete 360.
Yeah, you would think that. It should now definitely be called the 720. Jokes are happening.
Oh my goodness. The Xbox, and there are a lot of people, kind of including me out there, I will admit fault to this, that people have been saying that it's trying to make it more and more like PlayStation 4, especially with the games with gold and the reversal on Netflix.
But why wouldn't you, though? It's a proven formula. It's an equation that's going to work. And so if you want to compete with those who are doing it, just copy them. Do what they're doing, and then you can start to compete again. Because people use the reasons why PlayStation is better as their argument for not getting an Xbox. So as soon as the Xbox One starts doing all those things, it's going to bring gamers like us over to the dark side. Because as though, I saw some people talking about this today, that, you know, I really don't want gamers to start just totally forgiving Xbox for all of their shitty decisions they made a year ago just because they've gone back on them now. We need to not buy their thing and make them pay more. I don't believe that's the case. They're learning. Show them that they're learning. Don't continue holding out and make them keep having to go back on more and more stuff. They have started to become a better console and a better company. Let's show them that by actually buying Xbox Ones now, which may be the case for me in the coming future. Not the near future, because I'm fucking broke. But, you know, down the line a little bit, I'm way more open to buying an Xbox One now because I don't need a Kinect. I never did. I never wanted one. I don't need it. And so if I can buy it cheaper without it, I'm going to.
I will say I had a lot of use for the Kinect because I have about 18 first cousins.
Oh, yeah?
And when my little cousins came over, like, I can't let them play, like, Saints Row 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Here, play Kinect Adventures. That's kid-friendly, right?
So are you going to buy an Xbox One now, you broke guy?
No.
So you're getting a job this summer, Brendan. Can you not save up $400?
Well, I can, but I kind of owe a lot of money to the school.
Oh, wow. Take out loans, bro.
I already did. That's a problem.
Did you take out a loan or you have to pay them back while you're in school or after?
After.
Okay, well then who cares? You still got years left on that shit.
Just a question, like, how much is your yearly tuition?
In-state's different than out-of-state, first of all.
Okay, yeah, I'm talking about in-state.
In-state, let's see.
8,000?
Yeah, 8,000, something like that.
Only 8,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I had to pay, since I'm in first year, I have to pay for, like, student housing.
I mean, okay, so how much is it with student housing?
It was, like, maybe, with scholarships, it was, like, 13 to $1,500, or 13 to 15,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's close to double the price.
Yeah.
Something like that whenever you have to go student housing and like food plans and all that stuff.
Yeah, because before scholarships and things, Maryville College, where I go, is $40,000.
Well, no thanks.
Yeah, before ours, it was like 18,000. He was like, nope.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere other than here because it's cheap.
Then they'll talk to like my friends like in England. They're like, oh, you have to pay for college?
Yeah. You suck.
Yes, I will lift up my tea glass and look down on you.
So, Sean, are you going to buy an Xbox One now?
I think what will happen is I will anticipate the release date for basically the one game I care about on the system, Sunset Overdrive, which had new information coming out about it. It looks completely awesome. I fell in love with that game at the at Microsoft's conference. Halo, I don't really care about. Gears, I don't really care about. But I have a feeling like if I get enough money, sure, I'll buy it, but not after I buy a Wii U. Because as much crud as I throw at Microsoft, I kind of want a Wii U.
I really want a Wii U.
Yes.
As soon as Lou buys you one.
Yeah, as soon as Lou buys me a Wii U. Or as soon as we start my Kickstarter because it got stolen out of my apartment.
Dude, Indiegogo, they don't like charge.
I'm honestly considering selling my 360 and like all of my 360 games and upgrading to something, either getting a Wii U or an Xbox One, because I don't think I'm ever going to play my 360 again. Like, the only game I'm looking down here at my list of games would be Tales of Vesperia, because I'm a huge Tales fan, or Lost Odyssey. And, like, well, I guess Fable. I need to finish Fable Anniversary, since you freaking lost it for so long.
My roommate lost it, not me. He put it under his freaking laundry.
Okay. Anyways. Yeah. So, let's do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, just a couple other things. I feel like this is good competition for PS4 and Xbox One, even though they are saying, oh, they're just copying each other. Now the Xbox is so much better, or, angry fanboys arguing back and forth. This is basically just good economics.
Yep.
Now the Xbox One is pushing the PS4 back, especially at E3 when they're going to showcase all these awesome games that you can get on this system at the same price. Sony is now going to be on the defensive. They're going to have to do something to shove back. Meanwhile, the Wii U is just going to be running its own little race into the middle of nowhere.
See what you did there.
Oh, yes, I am punny tonight.
You're punny tonight. You get it, too. Sorry. Let's move into the questions. We got several questions this time. Remember, you can send your questions to mong.podcast@gmail.com, or you could submit them to us on Facebook or Twitter, anywhere you could find us. Let's play this like rather than we all answer the questions, how about we just each person gets to answer a question? How are you feeling about the first question, Sean? You think you could answer that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, hold
Dennis,
on. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Dennis on Facebook asked, do you think Sony will get a mascot for the PS4 like Microsoft has Master Chief and Nintendo Mario? I'm going to say they're trying. They are trying hard because they've tried with the first generation with Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. They tried with Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, and Jak and Daxter with the PS2. With the PS3, they got Cole from Infamous and Nathan Drake from Uncharted, and they have and Sackboy from Little Big Planet. Yeah. Now they tried with Knack. You can tell they wanted Knack to be a big thing, and honestly, it just didn't catch on. So they will try. They will try to get a mascot. They will inevitably find one, but it won't be soon. It will be like a year or two from now, so that they can get some new IP out there that players will gravitate towards.
Yeah. I totally agree. Okay, so, Brendan, you want number 2 or number 3?
Number 3.
You have a number 3? Okay.
Unless you want to do that.
No, it's fine. Number 2 for me. How big is your backlog, and how do you choose what games to play? My backlog is huge. It's always huge. If it's not huge, I buy more games just to add to it. How do I choose what to play? Honestly, what I'm feeling. What I do is I go to YouTube and I look up gameplay clips for each one of the games in my backlog, and whichever one jumps out at me the most, that's the one I choose to play next. And so it's a gut feeling. I don't look up like how long it's going to take me to beat it or anything like that. Every once in a while, I'll look up like a trophy guide, and if it says like 400 hours to platinum, I'm like, you know what? I'll save this one for later. I may do that, but that's the most research I'll do on them. So that's how I choose. Okay, number 3, Brendan.
Do you think MMOs could have potential on console because the new consoles have a lot more power, and it's possible to play games like Elder Scrolls and others on the next-gen consoles? Yes.
Why?
Because there have been a few MMOs like Diablo, and there was the first MMO that was cross-platform on the 360. That actually it was really fun to play because
what was it?
I forget the name because I did not like it at all. It's just the game story.
Okay.
But I kind of like the feel of the controller, like how you can move with the controller. It's a bit better control for me than a keyboard.
Yeah.
And just mainly that is why I think like playing on Xbox would be a lot more fun for MMOs.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Never forget the Dreamcast, guys.
The Dreamcast.
Phantasy Star Online.
Some of my fondest memories playing the Dreamcast, playing some Sonic. Okay. Do any of us decide to get collector's editions?
No.
No? Okay, well then the next one's kind of redundant. But Dennis asks, when do you decide to get a collector's edition for a game? Do you wait for the reviews, or do you like the additional stuff? I think if we all just said no, then none of us get them. I don't care about collector's editions. I don't have space for giant boxes and statues and extra stuff. I just don't care about it.
Yeah, it usually gets broken anyway.
That's true. I would rather have in-game stuff.
Like all of my friends who get the things, like it's just on their floor.
Yeah.
Like no.
Okay. From Jake, he asked, what PlayStation 3 games do you want to see re-released for PlayStation 4? I say we each answered with 2 games. How about that?
One question though. Does this mean just PS3 to PS4, or can we include 360 to Xbox One games?
I think we can go ahead and go with that. Any last gen to current gen.
Okay, well, it seems kind of weird, especially with that specific one and PlayStation Now coming into the mix.
Yeah.
But
I think he's meaning like up-resed and everything like The Last of Us is getting.
Yeah. Really, I would like to see, honestly, Uncharted and Infamous.
The series, both series?
Both series, yes. Because for people like me who missed out on the PS3 generation and who bought into the PS4, if you're going to play Infamous Second Son, and if we're going to play the next Uncharted game, which is The Sunken Blade, then, I want to start off the experience and know what I'm getting into.
Fair enough. Brendan, do you have any? I think we talked about this a little bit last week, didn't we?
The Halo franchise and Skyrim.
You want the entire Halo franchise and then Skyrim?
Well, all the ones with online.
Okay. I think that would be cool. They'd look beautiful. I think Skyrim would look gorgeous.
Oh my goodness. If they got it with Project Morpheus...
Project Morpheus Skyrim? Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness, you would not... It's Sword Art Online again, guys.
Yeah, there you go. If I had to choose, I think the Dead Space trilogy would be pretty cool. Put on next gen, make it even more realistic looking and scary.
Put that on Morpheus.
Oh God, no!
Never sleep again.
Fuck that. No, thank you. And then my other one, like honestly, I have a shitload of games I would love to see ported or up-res and everything like that. But the other one I would go with would probably I'm going to go with Ni no Kuni, because Ni no Kuni is the bomb diggity, and being on PlayStation 4 would be awesome too. Yeah, so there you go. Thank you, Jake, for the question. From Ryan, he asked, how about when you do think about next gen, how about when do you think that next gen will truly be next gen and not have ported or re-released games and have solid game production? Well, that's a tough question because we're in the intermediate phase right now. Like, they're all, I don't know, it's going to be like 2 years. Like it's
hitting a stride like next fall. Right?
Next fall, yeah, to the following fall. That whole year right there is when we're going to start only seeing new games and no more re-releases, or very few re-releases. Right now, it's easy to do these re-releases because these companies have known about the next-gen consoles or the current-gen consoles for the past 2 years. And so while they were making these games for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, they could also be making an up-res port, or they had plans to make them right after. So that's why we're seeing so many of them.
And you're already kind of seeing that with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare not coming to last-gen consoles, coming to current-gen consoles only, and Assassin's Creed with Unity.
Is that the case, though? I saw that Amazon had pre-orders for all consoles for Advanced Warfare.
It was not mentioned in the trailer. If it might be that they're just trying to push that out, but I don't see it coming. I have not seen any news about it coming to current gen consoles either.
It'll be interesting to see if that ends up being the case. I don't see it being the case because Call of Duty is the kind of franchise where they want to sell as many units as possible. And if they're excluding all last gen consoles, that's excluding like 150 million consoles, you know? And they're like Grand Theft Auto and they want to break every record in the book every time they release a game. But yeah. And then Brett asked us a question a lot similar to Jake's, so we'll go ahead and skip over that one. Let's move into the game releases and then wrap it up.
All right.
You want to cover PlayStation this week?
Sure, I'll cover the short list.
Well, they're all short, other than PC.
That's true. For PlayStation 3, you've got The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 3, In Harm's Way. And you also have Minecraft coming out.
I'm actually considering getting Minecraft whenever it comes out on PS4.
Why haven't you yet?
Because it's not out on PS4, bro. Come on now.
You have a PS3 and an Xbox right there. I can see them.
An Xbox I don't use.
And a PC.
And a PC that doesn't have trophies.
Right now.
Doesn't have trophies.
It has achievements, though.
Doesn't have trophies. I don't give a fuck. Trophy whore. Go on.
Yeah. And for PS4 and Vita, it's nothing else coming out this week.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a dry spell a little bit. Yeah. But we are highly anticipating games like Watch Dogs and
Wolfenstein,
yeah.
And Murder Soul Suspect and a bunch of other good games.
Yeah, and then for the Vita, something from Japan.
Something from Japan, yeah. It'll come eventually. All right, Brendan, Mr. Microsoft with no money, cover it.
That's a really bad combination. It's opposite. For the Xbox 360, The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 3, In Harm's Way.
In Harm's Way. Kill Strain.
Blood of the Werewolf and Super Time Force.
Super Time Force.
And then Super Time Force on the Xbox One.
I've heard a lot of people are really excited about that game. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I was about to ask somebody give the trailer pitch for it.
Yep, no idea. But whenever I posted the release list on all the podcast pages and everything, everyone was like, "Oh, Super Time Force! I'm getting that one, Super Time Force." I'm like, "What is this game?" I have no idea. Whatever. All right, PC, Brendan.
PC, The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 3, In Harm's Way.
In Harm's Way.
Neverwinter, Curse of Icewind Dale. Okay, I will recommend that just because it includes the Icewind Dale world. That is one of the best put together fantasy worlds of any novel series.
Okay. Take your word for it.
Memento Mori 2.
What?
I'm trying to figure out. There was a Memento Mori game?
Yeah? What, the question mark?
Yes, I was curious because I know that it was like a short story and a Christopher Nolan movie, but I was not completely sure that it was a game. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no idea.
Have you guys never seen the movie Memento?
Nope.
It's basically where Christopher Nolan started the whole flashback storytelling idea with a guy with no short-term memory. So he would keep on writing notes on different Polaroid pictures.
Sounds like The Notebook.
No, but he could not. And it's him trying to figure out what happened to his wife, trying to find the killer and get revenge.
Okay.
But he would have short-term memory, so you would keep on going forwards in the story, and then backwards. He would have flashbacks where he would not know what was going on. And so it was based off his brother's short story called Memento Mori, which made me wonder how in the world was that adapted into a game.
I don't think that's an adaptation.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. I think it's probably just a play on words, because we're looking at the plot, and it sounds like it has nothing to do with that.
It means, remember that you will die, and I think that's just kind of a famous phrase. But, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, continue on with this awesome Japanese name.
Shin Sengoku Musou 7.
I think we lost our connection.
Oh.
No. I said go on.
Go on.
Musou 7 with Mao Shoden. I'm terrible at this. Can you read this?
No, it's Shin Sengoku. I don't remember how to pronounce
Next
that.
Next is Hegemony Rome, The Rise of Caesar. Ooh. And then
Go on.
Dark Scavenger.
Okay. Thank you for that. Good list. On the Wii U, since we don't have our Nintendo Ninja to cover the Nintendos, Star Wars Pinball, Balance of the Force. And then Scram Kitty and his buddy on rails. I really want to play that.
You see, the Wii U is a console for hardcore gamers.
Yes, they really tailor to
pinball.
Tailor to the hardcore gamers.
Yes.
And on 3DS, we got Moon Chronicles, because everybody cares about those Chronicles on the Moon. And then Arc Style Baseball 3D. Why is Arc Style all caps? I have no idea. It must be a Killstream.
Yeah.
Arc Style Baseball 3D. Thank you, Nintendo.
So it's better than the 2D version.
The 2D version, yes.
That was only Arc Style.
Yeah, it was lowercase.
That was lowercase, yeah.
Arc Style Baseball 2D. Arc Style Baseball 3D. I mean, Baseball 3D. Sorry. I couldn't get out of the caps mode. Woo! Okay, so anyways, that wraps up episode 33 of the Middle of Nowhere Gaming Podcast. Oh, normal spiel.
Say it, don't spray it, dude.
Normal spiel, blah, blah, blah. We record, blah, release, blah. All the good stuff. Find us, now. I'm sick of tired of doing that. So, you can find us all on Twitter. You can find me at Osborne_2009. You can find Brendan at
Brendan Jester.
And you can find Sean at
Little Big Ham.
Little Big
With
Ham.
2 M's.
Motherfuck. So, thank you, Sean, for joining us today. It was great.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Good times. We miss Lou. We didn't ever mention why Lou wasn't on the podcast early on.
He died.
Rest in peace.
He's giving his Wii U to Courtney.
To me, yeah, he's sending it to me in the mail in his coffin.
Posthumously.
Thank you, Lou, for your contribution to my gaming library.
Yes. A moment of silence.
And it's over.
Yes.
He really didn't die, guys, so please don't think that.
Yeah.
He is even more flippant.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Goodbye. See you next week.
Adios.
Wish us luck on finals.
Oh, jeez.
So we don't die. Should hear what Lou has to put up with every week when we start the podcast.
He has to put up with your homoerotic speeches constantly.
Oh, balls.
Which reminds me, oh my goodness, I gotta turn on my Nintendo fan over here.
What about homoerotic reminds you about a Nintendo fan?
No, you were...
I'm not sure I got the connection, but...
The connection's not through that. The connection is through Lou.
Oh, okay. Whew. God.
Remind him of Wario and Waluigi.